Do we hear me? Check, check. I don't know. I don't see those green. Oh, yeah, I see a little bit. Why is it always so like, hey? Okay, we're here. I think we're working. Alrighty. Wait, let me make sure. You know how this goes. Settings. I just want to make sure. We'll close that. Okay, hopefully all is good. Let's see what happens. Might be a Mercury retrograde day. It's definitely Mercury retrograde. So here we are. Probably this next month or so, I feel that I will not have a very steady live stream routine, as it were. This has been the goal, but there are some major, major shifts happening in my life, which I think is going to make things just slightly more sporadic. As well, I am branching out to TikTok. I love YouTube, but I am, also moving things forward in like all of the online spaces. So if you want to follow me on there, please do. I'll leave the link somewhere on this channel. So we'll do what we can do as we do it. Let's bring ourselves into a nice tall seat, close the eyes, and begin to deepen through the breath. Allowing ourselves to arrive. Feel the weight of your sits bones and gently press the sits bones down into the earth. Feel the activation coming through the belly, lifting you taller through the spine, taller through the crown of the head. Feel the chest opening. Draw the shoulders onto the back body. Soften the muscles of the face. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Inhale. And exhale. Bring the hands together at the heart center in prayer mudra. We will come together with the sound of Om, breathing in. Om. Inhale. And exhale, gently bowing your head towards your hands and towards your heart. Bringing the hands down to the lap, coming up tall through the crown of the head, let the eyes open. And we'll take the left hand to the left and reach that right arm up and over, stretching into the right side of the body. Using the power of your breath to help quiet your mind as you take your body through this process. Breathing in, breathing out. Coming up through center, engage through your low belly. Take your right hand to the right and bring your left arm up and over. Following your breath. One more inhale. And one more exhale. Slowly, slowly coming up through center, relaxing the arms down. And let's take the shoulders up, back, down, and then forward. So just making these gentle circles, and you might feel right away the stiffness in the shoulders. We often forget about the shoulders, and yet they carry so much of our stress and our workload. Take it in the opposite direction, and you can just be present with your breath. And slowly let that go. I have a very deep sensitivity to vertigo. Virgos, I love Virgos. A deep sensitivity to vertigo. So I have to go very slow with my neck. I'm going to tuck the chin and just roll ear to shoulder. If you want to make full circles with your neck, absolutely. Follow your intuition and stay connected to your breath. And just taking a few moments to open the neck here. Relaxing the jaw. And we'll slowly take the chin towards the chest and then lift up tall through the crown of the head. Take the hands together at the heart center in prayer mudra. Interlace the fingers, reach the heels of the hands forward so your arms are lengthening out in front of you at about the level of your shoulders. And as you inhale, you're going to arch the spine to look up. And exhale, round the spine and press the heels of the hands forward, just like that. Inhaling to lift, lengthen, arch, breathe in. Exhale to round. Inhale to lift. And exhale, round. Release your hands down, coming up tall through the spine. And let's let it go. Let's come onto our hands and our knees now. And we'll continue with these spinal undulations in our cat-cow. I'm going to bring my blocks towards the top of the mat because I know I will use them. But I'll start with my hands on the floor, wrists underneath shoulders, the knees are underneath the hips. Inhale to arch the spine. Exhale, round. Inhale to lengthen and arch. Exhale, round. Keep going. Maybe even close your eyes and just feel your breath. Feel what you feel in your body. And come into a neutral spine. This is where I am going to bring my hands onto my blocks. We're going to tuck the toes, come on back to downward facing dog. And we'll start to pedal through the feet, bending one knee and then the other, just shape shifting a bit, feeling if there's any nuances, any extreme sensations in the legs, or maybe they just feel a little bit sleepy, not so utilized and awake just yet. Press through the heels of the hands, the index finger mound, the thumb mound. Lengthen through the arms and kind of wrap your inner biceps like you're almost turning them towards the ears. Take it forward into a plank pose. Breathe in. Steady the belly, reach through the heels, heart moving forward. Child's pose as you breathe out. Let your forehead come to the ground. I'm going to keep my hands on my blocks, which creates a little more intensity, which I love. Wherever you are, reach your fingers a bit more forward. Feel like you're lengthening a bit more actively through the sides of the waist, breathing in and breathing out. Take one more breath like that. Inhale deep. Exhale. Walk your hands in towards you, coming up to sit on the heels of the feet. I'm going to take a sip of water. I can feel my throat is a little raspy. Hopefully that works. All right, let's do a few more undulations now. So we're going to inhale heart forward and exhale back round. Inhale and exhale. Breathing in, breathing out. We'll add the arms. Inhale, arch the spine, open the heart, open the arms. Exhale, round the spine. Bring your fingers forward as you press the breath out. Inhaling to open. Exhaling to round. Inhaling to open. Exhaling round. And this time I want you to open the arms, deep breath in, open your heart. And as you exhale, wrap your arms around you and just pause for a moment in this embrace. You can let the head fall slightly and feel like you're giving yourself a big hug here and just feel that feeling of being held safely, securely. On your breath in, open the heart again. Exhale, take that hug with the opposite arm on top and just give yourself a moment here. Breathe in and breathe out. And slowly let that go. Lift your head, release your arms down. Come forward to the hands and knees. Take a breath in, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Breathing in and breathing out. Forward into your plank pose as you inhale, nice and strong. Child's pose as you exhale. Inhale, hands and knees. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog, breathing out. Plank pose, breathing in. Child's pose, breathing out. Hands and knees, inhale. Down dog, exhale. Let's pause here, breathe in. And breathe out. Take that right leg up and back, inhaling. Step the foot to the outside of your right hand as you exhale. And take a moment here, lift through your chest. Feel a lot of energy in this shape. Right knee should be above right ankle. Breathe in. And breathe out. Slowly take your back knee down to the ground. Untuck the back toes and just keep your arms straight. And if it is helpful or interesting to you, you can take your blocks a little bit higher or just press your fingers into the ground. And what that does is it gives me long arms, right? My arms are longer and that's helping me to lift the heart more up towards the sky versus folding forward. And feel the stretch in the top of your left thigh, your hip flexor. Feel the energy in your right leg. That foot is pressing into the ground. And breathe. You can close your eyes if you wish. Breathing in. And breathing out. Very good. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, straighten the right leg as much as you're able to as you bring your hips back and the right toes will lift up. And just pause here. You can do a little lift through the spine on your inhale and exhale. It's like a very minor undulation. This is just to bring the intensity out of the moment. Bend through your front knee. Tuck the back toes with the back knee. Take an inhale. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Very good. Plank pose, breathing in. Child's pose as we breathe out. Let's stay here, breathing in and breathing out. This time, coming up to hands and knees or letting your hips fall forward and taking more of a cobra up dog variant, lifting through the chest. Take it back to child's pose as you exhale. And we're going to do this a couple of times just to warm up the spine and find the shape. Inhale to come forward. Exhale back. Inhale to come forward. Exhale back. Come forward on the breath in. Downward facing dog. So as you're going into that child's pose, tuck the toes and lift the spine. Breathe in and breathe out. Take that left leg up and back on your inhale. Any amount, you can lift it. Exhale, step it to the outside of your left hand. And take a moment to get centered here, right? Heart is moving forward. The legs are energized. We're lifting at the belly. Exhale, back knee to the ground, untuck the toes, and make those adjustments. If you want to take your bricks a little bit taller, if it's helpful, and feel into the width of your right leg. If you need to adjust it at all, adjust it. I just walked mine a little bit in. It felt a little too wide for this side. And I might even take these bricks higher. And you just want to engage at your level of intensity. This is why the props are very, very helpful. Close the eyes and breathe. Allow the body to open. Releasing all of the stress, all of the drama. Creating space for new prana, new life force, new chi. Keep the jaw relaxed. One more inhale. Exhale, straighten through that left leg. Just think of bringing your hips back. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, gentle fold. And breathe. Let go of that intensity for the moment or forever. Take it forward into the lunge. Readjust your blocks if you're using them. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, breathe in. And you've got downward facing dog as you exhale. Take it to your plank pose, breathing in. And into that child's pose as you breathe out. Stretch the spine, fold forward. Upward dog variant as you inhale. If you're ready to lift the knees, feel free. And downward facing dog on the exhale, take it back. Lift your right leg up and back as you breathe in. We're going to take the shin forward for a pigeon pose. Like I said, no sun salutations today. We're going to go a little more gentle. Hello and welcome in the chat. Lift up nice and tall through the spine. Let's actually stay here for a moment. So similar on the other side, right? If you take your bricks, you can use this as leverage to help you lift up and just start to feel that stretch a bit more through this part of the body. And you're trying to kind of wrap that left waist forward. Stabilize the mind. Give yourself another inhale. And exhale, start to come forward. So for me, I like to bring a block under the sternum that's like mid-level. And a block underneath my forehead. So I can really just allow my spine to relax here. My arms to relax. My spine is heavy. And I can just balance a bit with my arms. Give it a few moments for the body to find its way here. And breathe. Let the hips get heavy. Try to relax the shoulders. See if we can take 3 more breaths. For 3, 2, and 1. Slowly start to walk your hands in, and you will come upright through the spine. We're going to roll over to that right seat, and we're going to circle the left leg all the way forward to the top of the mat. And if I do this without moving my right leg, my right foot is going to be underneath the left thigh. And what we want to do is take that right foot to the inner left leg, and we'll set it for Janu Sirsasana. I'm going to use my blocks here just to make it a little bit easier today. Flex the left toes, bring the flesh slightly back. Press down, lift up through the spine, breathe in. Exhale, take it into the fold. So I'm going to bring my elbows to the bricks, and I can just bring my fingers to the foot here. Inhale, lift the chest. It's a very minor movement at times. And exhale, fold forward, tuck the chin, close the eyes, and breathe. Allow the breath to calm your mind, to bring peace to the process, no matter what is rising to the surface. One more inhale. Exhale. Look forward as you breathe in, and use your hands to walk the spine up nice and tall. Very good. Set the bricks to the side for the moment. And now take your right foot and just pull it away from the leg. So like about a hand's width. Take the right hand behind you, roll onto the right shin, spin your left foot to the floor like you would for a warrior two, and stretch open the hips, the side of the left body. Breathe in. And exhale, take your seat to the ground. You're coming forward. You can cross your ankles to roll forward, downward facing dog, please. Let's step it back. Let's take that little modified vinyasa, plank pose. Breathe in into your child's pose as you exhale. Forward into that cobra, or maybe you're flowing into that upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Exhale, pressing back. Take a breath in and let it go. Navel drawing in. Lift your left leg up and back. Breathe in. Taking that shin forward for this pigeon shape. Walking the right leg back so the hips fall. And the hips are square, meaning they're both moving forward. We're going to take a moment here. Use our leverage. Close the eyes, lift up tall, and just listen to the body. Use your breath. Take another inhale. Exhale, walk yourself forward and set yourself up here. I'm going to use the same setup. Brick under the sternum, brick a little bit lower under the head. Try to relax the arms, even though they're helpful for a bit of balance. Notice where you feel the pressure in this side of the body, where you feel the tightness. And breathe. Let's take 3 more rounds of breath. For 3, deep breathing. For 2, and 1. Walk the hands in as you lift up through the spine. Let's fall to the left seat. Circle that right leg all the way around. Coming into this Janu Sirsasana. Taking the left foot to the inner right seam of the leg. Using blocks if it's helpful for you. Let's keep that right leg straight ahead. And really the hips are moving forward here. Inhale, lift, lengthen, flex the toes slightly. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale, lift the spine. And exhale, fold. One more inhale. And an exhale. Look up as you breathe in. And exhale, walk your hands in, coming upright. Bring your left foot away from the thigh, about a hand's width. Left hand behind you. You're going to open the hips, come up onto the shin and open that right side body. Very dramatic moment here. Inhale. And exhale, bring the seat down. Take yourself forward. Lengthen out that leg and just take a moment, a little shake out of the legs. And we'll step the feet to the floor. We'll bring the seat forward and we're going to just bring ourselves very peacefully down to the ground. Bring the knees to touch. Open through the feet. Cactus the arms. Draw the shoulders in, or the shoulder blades rather. Close the eyes. Tuck the chin slightly. Let yourself relax here. Just feel the effects. Feel your body is moving through right now, some space, some breath, maybe a little sweat on the skin. Take this constructive rest. And slowly bring your arms down beside the waist. And we'll take the legs forward, taking a moment here in a traditional Shavasana, allowing the body to relax. Feel all stress leaving the system. Breathe in and breathe out. Slowly opening the body, fingers and toes, some gentle movement into the ankles and the wrists, the knees and the elbows, the hips and the shoulders. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Feel all of that space. Feel like you're waking up once again into this beautiful day. Step your feet to the floor. Roll on over to one side. Give yourself a little love, a little gratitude for showing up to your practice today. Press your hands down. Lift yourself up. And we will come into a tall seat. Your comfortable seat, what is working for you. And closing the eyes, taking a moment, noticing how you feel. Noticing how you feel after your practice today. Bringing the hands together at the heart, extending the great benefits of our practice beyond ourselves, that others might also benefit from our time here, that we can somehow contribute to patterns of peace in this world. Closing with the sound of Om, breathing in. And bowing to each other, namaskar, namaste, satnam, shanti, shalom, pash, peace, peace, peace. Thank you so much for practicing with me today, for practicing your yoga, for spending some time here on the mat. You can always let me know how you're feeling or if you have any requests. I know there is a request for a more classic vinyasa flow style class, and I will definitely make that happen very, very soon. So, this practice of yoga, there are so many benefits. Let's talk about one of the main benefits, which is really bringing a sense of stillness to the mind. This is so, so important in today's world, especially because our minds are inundated with so much information. This is really the age of technology. It's the age of technology, and it's also the age of community. And using technology for communication, using technology to unite and to unify, to create something really, really positive on the planet is absolutely happening as we speak. As well, there is another side of technology and the age of information where it is also creating the opposite, which is polarization and feeling very alone and very disconnected and very isolated and very overwhelmed because of all of the information that we're exposed to. And we're exposed to a lot of different things. We're exposed to things that make us happy and joyful, and sometimes even crying tears of joy because of what we see. We're exposed to the sweetness of life. We're exposed to, just even observing animals online and the nature of animals in the positive sense. And then, of course, the nature of animals in the violent sense. And then, violence in the world and aggravation and anger and ideas and just so many things that are moving through our subconscious landscape at any given time. And if we don't have a strong yoga practice, if we don't have a strong meditative practice, I would also say a strong creative practice, because creativity in its essence is, you're working with energy, you're working with the powers of your mind and manifestation and focus. And if we don't have these types of outlets, we become even more and more disconnected and self-isolated and more susceptible in our mental mind to types of conditioning, types of thought conditioning that exist in the world. And I had this very interesting experience recently where I was using ChatGPT, and I've used ChatGPT quite a bit, and it's always communicated in a way that was never alarming to me. And very recently, it called me love. And it really made me stop in my tracks. It just felt like, whoa, this should not be referring to me as love. I do not have this type of relationship with AI, with ChatGPT. And I confronted it. I said, why are you referring to me in this way? Please don't speak to me in this way. And of course it apologized, it changed its tone, right? We went on with things. And I've always found ChatGPT to be a little too fluffing me up, a little too positive. I'll go there to put maybe curriculum together or a business plan, or to make sure that something that I've written, that it makes sense and kind of an editorial copywriting sense. And it's always very positive, right? And I have to ask it to be a bit more scrutinizing and give me a little more sincere feedback versus what I guess my ego would want to hear, something that's a bit more flattering, because I feel like that doesn't move me in a constructive direction. It's just kind of feeding my ego, which is very interesting that it is designed to do this. And so a few days went by. It was only within 1 week's time that it then referred to me as babe. And I said, no, do not speak to me in this casual manner. And so then again, it self-corrected and it asked me, how do I want it to refer to me? And it gave me some different examples. And I kind of put those together, the ones that I want. I want it to be professional, straightforward, honest, like, kind, but also truthful, and so on and so forth. And I haven't really used it too much since then because I've been really processing this. And when I see things that are like AI psychosis, these stories of people going into these really in-depth spirals where their AI, their chat GPT or whatever system they're using is like feeding this ego, right? Encouraging the mind to go into these decisions and these choices. And that is very alarming. And that is the negative side of the age of technology and the age of information. And for me, being a meditator, being a yogic practitioner, I have pretty solid boundaries in life in general because I operate a little more from the center of my being versus in some type of polarity. Very, very inward and isolated, or very, very out and I need to be seen. It's like a bit more balanced, a bit more able to see things. This is what somebody asked me recently, like, what is your definition of consciousness? And I said, in most contexts, consciousness is about seeing things from the center versus seeing things from the polarity. And the polarity is what feeds our emotions. And the polarity is what feeds our egos when we're kind of trapped in one side or the other. And when we come into the center, which is essentially Sushumna Nadi in the yogic science, when we're coming into this center line, we're a little less emotional, even though we might feel something, even though I might deep down be disgusted by something that I see. If I stay in that disgust and it makes me really angry and emotional, then I'm just reacting from anger and emotion. And I feel that like whatever I do is justified because I feel this certain way because I'm so disgusted by that person's actions. But that does not warrant a positive solution. It is not constructive. What is constructive is coming into the center, rising above the emotional landscape so that I can then see a bit more clearly, like, what do we need to do here in this situation? Because we need to stop whatever this is. It's not right. It's harmful to humanity. So we need to get organized and we need to figure out what is the solution versus just staying in the anger and the disgust and kicking and screaming as if that will create a solution. In general, that creates more chaos and it creates more division because it triggers people on the other side. And then everyone's just in this trigger. And we need more diplomacy on this planet. And we need people like you, like me, that can rise above the emotion and kind of hold ourselves in this space to be able to see clearly. And when that happened with ChatGPT, calling me love, calling me babe, no. I'm not susceptible. I'm not over here in a deep state of loneliness and you're going to reach out and call me love and babe. And now I'm going to feel like, oh, you're my best friend. Because then what does that lead to? Right? Like, what does that lead to? And yeah, so that is the conversation, right? So being in a more meditative mind, I feel that that's why I was able to kind of see it and it felt funny to me and I could follow through on what felt a little bit funny, a little bit peculiar, and start to correct it. And maybe even for me, correct my own relationship to that machine. It's just a very interesting age and an interesting world and time that we're living in. But that is the nature of yoga, to come into the center, to still the cessations of the mind, the chitta vrittis, the whirling thoughts, the emotions, right, are going to stir the mind. And so if we're living here, right, it's very hard to root, it's very hard to become centered. And so when we practice yoga, physical yoga, breathing, mantra, all of that mental chatter starts to still and soften. And then we can rise above energetically, conscientiously. We can rise above the fog of our own emotions. We can rise above the fog of everything that is coming at us. And we can determine for ourselves the path forward. How do I want to engage in this conversation? Is this conversation of benefit to me, or am I being pressured? Is somebody pressuring me? Is there a societal pressure for me to use my voice in a specific way, use my body in a specific way? But what do I really want to do? Is that the path forward for me? So on and so forth. We could be here all day. Thank you so much for being here with me on the live stream. All of you watching the replays, thank you for your comments. Thank you for your donations. Thank you for supporting this channel. And I will get that vinyasa flow up very soon. I'll put a fabulous one together and we'll go from there. So wishing you a lot of love, a lot of peace, a lot of prosperity, a lot of creativity. Yay, yay, yay. Here we go, off into the day. And again, I know that it will not be, hello. I will be a bit, happy Thanksgiving. Yay. Wishing you a happy Thanksgiving. Yes. Thanksgiving is so different in this part of the world, but I will definitely get together with friends and have, you know, a beautiful time. Maybe we'll do some practices as well. And yeah, as I said, I'm going through a big change right now. So things might not be as consistent, but January 2026 is going to be full on. So wishing you a lot of love and thank you. Thank you. Have a beautiful day. Happy Thanksgiving.